I had to start off with a smile. Happy Love Day, everybody. I know everybody is probably getting loved on right now. People at dinner, doing all that Valentine's Day stuff. So happy Love Day, happy Valentine's Day, however you celebrate, however you say it. Happy Love Day. Hopefully you loved on yourself today and gave yourself some love, gave yourself a hug. And, it's all about self love first. So hopefully you did love on yourself, giving yourself some grace, giving yourself some life. And if you didn't have a Valentine, don't sweat it. Go out, put on something cute, put on something nice. As if you're a man, wake yourself up and go take yourself out on a date. You just never know who might walk up and who you may meet. Happy Valentine's Day, babe. My husband is at work, so we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day later on um, in March because we're coming to the D in March. So, celebrate his birthday, Valentine's Day during that time. So, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I know people are, celebrating with their loved ones. Thank you for those of you that are here. They're going to join, they're going to watch the replay, whatever it is, because I'm just here to add value. And one thing I had to assess about myself, I need to check my notifications more. I had somebody reach out to me via my shorts on YouTube, and I never even saw the notification. So stop leaving money on the table. But make sure you're looking at your notifications. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Toria Howard. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan. I reside in Memphis, Tennessee, and I am all things real estate, commercial and residential. I also do credit restoration, credit building, all the financial literacy stuff, and I do funding. So I'm here to talk real estate, a little bit about Memphis real estate, overall real estate, however you want to see it. I've been talking real estate all day today. Does it make me exhausted? No. Did my client call me during the time I was doing my clubhouse room? Yes. Do I still have to work after I finish this? Yes, because I have a counter offer that I have to put through to my client to see if that is going to go through. So, yeah, the grind never stops. But I love talking real estate. I have a passion about real estate. And hey, look. So drop a one in the chat, in the comments if you're watching this live. Drop a two if you're new to my live, and drop a three if you're watching the replay. And I really appreciate it. And then just tell me, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Some of you are with me. Some of you are with your significant other. Maybe you're watching me with your significant other. Maybe you're watching me by giving yourself some love. However the case may be, I am glad you're here and thank you for spending this time with me. So now let's get down to it. Let's talk about it. So what's going on in Memphis real estate, right? So in the last 7 days, we have 207 new homes on the market. So as if you've been following me, the houses that are on the market are starting to creep up because we're getting toward that spring summer season. So you're going to see the numbers grow when it comes to selling, because a lot of people like to sell during the spring and summer. So last week, I know, like December, January, we was like 150 new. Now we're getting back up in the 200s. So there was 118 homes sold last week and 117 pending. So what pending is, meaning that their contingencies are already either appraisal or inspection contingencies have already been worked out, and they're just waiting for the closing date. So people are still buying and selling. So why not you? Don't be afraid. Look, all these investors, all these corporations are buying real estate right up under your nose. You don't want everything to be gone. The landowners are going to be the money makers. It's going to separate the rich and the poor. Who owns the most land? Why do you think Bill Gates? I know probably going to get shut down because of this, but why do you think Bill Gates is buying all this farmland? You got to think about it. The wealthy is buying land, the wealthy is buying real estate. You should be too. You don't have to be wealthy to buy real estate. You just have to, get a plan together, start where you are, and you can purchase real estate. You might not be able to, you might be in an expensive market, so you might have to come to a different market. Like in Memphis, it's a 54% rental market, and you can still get homes for very, for cheap here. So listen, if you want to know about real estate investing in Memphis, I'm your girl. But it's other markets out there that are doing really well. Ohio, upper Tennessee, um, Detroit, of course. What up, Dodo? All my Detroit people, all of that. So you have to, go where the money resides, where your money resides. You can invest in real estate with, where you are. So just wanted to give you an update on that. So let's talk about the interest rates. Everybody's up in arms about the interest rates. But think about it like this. If you're a renter, you're paying 100% of rent with no reward. I'm going to say that again. If you're a renter, you're paying 100% of rent with no reward. Why not invest 6%, 7%, 5% into yourself and be able to have a cash flowing asset in the future? Something that's going to continue to keep on giving, right? As a renter, you're making somebody else rich. As a homeowner, you can make yourself wealthy by using it as leverage. Everything, that's what you got to do. You're looking for things to help you level up. What is going to help you get that leverage, right? So these are national averages. You could have some cheaper interest rates, or I shouldn't say cheaper, but lower interest rates in your area. So this is just a national average, and it's based off of your credit score. So the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate. The lower your the lower your credit score, the higher your interest rate. So it has an inverse effect. So if you have a 740 to an 850, it's going to be the same. So you have a 6.3% mortgage rate right now. If you had a 639 to 620, you had a 6.4. If it's 719 to 700, you had 6.9. If you had a 699 to 680, you had a 7.19. If you had a 669 at 660, you had an 8.1. If you were at a 659 to 640, you had an 8.2. And if you're at a 636, 639 to 620, you had an 8.2. So it doesn't matter, you know, where you are on the spectrum, you still should buy the real estate. That real estate will help your credit, because it's not attacking your utilization. It's an extra added account that once you show that you're paying 30 days good standing, that can help boost your credit score. So buy the house, get your credit repaired, fix your credit, and then refinance it to get a lower rate. Boom, bam, bam. That's solved. So let's talk about it. We're in Memphis, and it's Love Day, right? So what are you doing on your Love Day? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm working, as you can see, and I have more work to do after I finish this. So it's okay because that's just what it is, right? But what are you doing for your Love Day? Did you show yourself some love? So I just wanted to talk about, thank you, honey. You just all over my social media. I appreciate it. What are some of the best, romantic hotels in Memphis, right? What are the most romantic hotels in Memphis? So on the list you have Big Cypress Lounge. So if you want to go right quick to a quick getaway, right quick somewhere, real quick, you want a new environment, here you go. You have Big Cypress Lounge, that's at the Pyramid. You have the River Inn of Harbortown, the Peabody, the guest house at Graceland. You have the Westin Memphis on Beale Street. They have beautiful windows, by the way, in there. The Canopy by Hilton Memphis downtown is really cute in there as well. The Sheraton Memphis downtown. The Central Station Memphis, Curio, a collection by Hilton. You got Hotel Indigo. It's really cute. You have Arrive Memphis, and you have Hyatt Centric Beale Street Memphis. I love the architecture of that building. Hi, pretty. And then you have Hotel Napoleon, so Ascend Hotel Collection, and then you have Hue Hotel Memphis. They have a cute rooftop. It's kind of chilly outside, so maybe you don't want a rooftop. But if you want a new environment staycation, those are some. You want to go get away right quick. You after your dinner. Those are some ways that you can go and do that in Memphis. So, some romantic hotels. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the homeowners today. So, if you're a homeowner, I'm going to go over some things that you need to know about owning your home, right? Especially those new homeowners. Um, so, just some things that you need to be aware of, some things that you could do to prevent certain things from happening. Because once you become a homeowner, you have to take care of that asset and you have to understand how to take care of that asset. You have to know what those five major expenses are going to cost you and save that money. So, what are those five major costs? Roof, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, foundation. Those are five of the top high ticket items on owning a home that can cost you. So know how much so the roof, you probably, replace. I used to thought a roof. I thought a roof lasted like 30 years, but now it's like 15 to 20, unless you have one of those metal roofs. A lot of people are getting those; they last a little longer. But the ones with the shingles, I don't. I guess they're not making the shingles the way they used to. But know how much your roof costs in replacement, and because it's like 15 to 20 years span. HVAC usually lasts about 15 years. Foundation is just like you can't really stop that. Really, you just have to try to keep the water off your property as much as you can, and keep things let things breathe. But I mean, foundation cracks and stuff like that, it's going to happen in a sense because houses settle, depending on where you live. And if you live in a place that has a lot of water, going underneath, withdrawing and coming and withdrawing and coming, that can make the house move. If you on a in an earthquake zone like we are, plates and stuff are moving, so you can have foundation issues that can help separate, the settling of the house or whatever. Know how much it costs though to fix, cracks in your wall from interior, exterior. Know how much it costs to in cracks in the garage, those different things. Know those costs and know how to save for them. And this is just homeowners. So electrical. Know how much it will cost to have you if you have to replace electrical. But if you have a newer home and it's up to code, most likely your electrical has been up to date. Unless you want to like add smart features and different things like that to be more energy efficient, then that's something different. um and plumbing, know how much it costs if your main breaks, in your a large pipe break in your home. And know those costs so that you'll be able to save for it. And how do you do that is you take the cost and divide it by the years that it will take to replace it. So always know when you're buying a home, always know the age of those major things. Know when your HVAC was put in. Know when your roof was put on. They usually tell you though, but sometimes they'll tell you the roof. Or sometimes if you don't ask these other questions, they just leave it. If ask if the plumbing has been updated, what kind of pipes that you have, because those steel pipes are those older pipes. They don't use those anymore. They use those PVC. I think I'm saying it right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I guess more plastic. I don't want to say plastic. I guess they're uh, fiberglass. I don't know what they are, but with material, I'm not a contractor. I just know I've seen them. You have to know these things. What is your electrical box supposed to look like? Know these things so you know how much it costs. Know how much it costs to replace a water heater. Um, you know, check. Changing your filter. Making sure that you keep up with pest control, especially here in Memphis, because we have a real bad, um, you know, uh, thing with the termites. So just know your systems is basically what it is. Know your systems. Know your systems. Know your systems. Know where your main shutoff valve is for water. Um, is it circuit breaker? I know the circuit breaker. I was talking about the name of the type of pipes. Know where your main property, the main line shut off is. So if something happens where you have to shut off the water, you know where that is, and it won't cause as much damage. Um, just simple things that you can just know. You have to keep up the maintenance of the home, yes, but it's so much worth it when you are able to keep it up and be able to save it. PVC, I was right. Be able to save it, so then when things happen, you won't have to be scrambling for the money. Also, another thing that needs to be done is, air duct cleaning. Make sure you clean those air ducts, change those filters, those type of things, to keep your air clean in your home. So that's it for the homeowners. So let's talk about some tips for the new home buyers. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some tips on how to get prepared for home ownership and what you need to do, right? So, those of you that are acquiring to buy a home and you're in a position to do it, congratulations. Now, what do you need to do? It's a mindset shift at all times. Anytime you make a transition from something you used to doing to something new, there's always a mindset shift. So it goes with your mindset. So you know that home ownership is attainable. So now you have to know, what is your relationship with money? Because having an asset of that magnitude, you have to know the numbers, right? So understand that home ownership is attainable, but just start from where you are. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with starting where you are. All right. It's called a starter home for a reason, but home ownership is so much more, a lot of dream home ownership is just so much more rewarding, regardless of where you are. Just start where you are. You can use that as leverage, right? So what you need to do is, first things first is, check your finances, credit score, credit profile. Know what's on your credit report. Know what's on your credit profile. Create a budget. You need to know where your money is going, and how much you're bringing in, and create a savings plan. In order for you to be able to create a savings plan, you got to look at your budget. You got to know how much money you have coming out and going in. What does your credit profile say about you? So, do you have negative items? Do you not enough credit, overuse of credit, a lot of debit inquiries, the type of credit mix revolving and installment credit? Those are some of the things you have to think about when you talk about your finances when you get prepared to buy a home. Negative items, and what I mean by that are like collections, charge-offs, evictions, repossessions, bankruptcies, tax liens, foreclosures, evictions. I think I said that, or repossessions. Those are negative items, and those things are going to get uh, you in the ship lab get. Those are the things that's going to deter a lender from. Hi, mommy. From deterring a lender from making you a credit worthy if you have those negative items. If you don't have enough credit, you can have a 700 credit score and still get denied. Understand that, because it's about your credit profile. What does your credit profile say about you? If you have credit cards with limits of 2 and 300 and you have a 700 credit score, bravo. But it's not going to be enough for a lender. You have to get higher limit credit cards and make sure that, because it shows that you know how to handle a large sum of money, regardless of the fact, they're trying to give you, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, if you are in that price or in that bracket. Even if you have the income, you can be denied. Because you don't have the proper credit lines on you not have enough credit on your credit lines or the proper credit lines. So make sure that you know that. The overuse of credit. Are you over the limit? Excuse me, y'all. I was trying to hold it in. It came out anyway. Are you over the limit on your credit cards? How can you pay that credit card down? Easily. Well, not easily. I shouldn't say that. But you have to perform discipline. So you can do a snowball effect or a bottom up effect. So what is a snowball effect? You focus on the one that's either the highest balance or the highest interest rate, and you pay that down first by paying like little over the minimum. You're supposed to pay like $10 to $20 more, but just pay that much on the other ones, and then knock out that first one. And what you put on that first one, you can, because you have paid that down, now you can take some of that money and put it on the next one. So it's just a snowball effect. The bottom up, you start with the lowest and work your way up. So however you can, handle it, because if you start at the top first, you'll be able to pay it down faster, because the debt will go, that larger debt will go down first. Just saying. Um, and the mix of credit, what I mean by that, revolving are credit cards. Anything that has interest that is compounding daily, that's revolving. Keep on going, round and round and round, right? Installment credit is like the your home loans, your um, car notes, and personal loans. Those don't affect your utilization. It just affects your account history, and those are good to build your credit, because you're going to show that you have those on time payments. So what are your needs? That's the third question you need to ask yourself. What are your needs? What does your bedroom, bathroom count need to be? What are the amenities? What I mean by amenities, what is it that you need in the neighborhood or the house that you are going to live in to make it a home? And remember this, it's real estate before you own it. It's a house when you're at the closing table. It's a home when you get in and start living in it, and doing it the way. So you have to look at it as, how is it going to, um, how can you add value to that home and make it your own? Can you see the potential in it? And it doesn't have to be in a certain school district. Does it have to be around parks? You want to be around stores. You want to be around bars and restaurants. All those things are taken consideration. And then your budget. What can you afford? If you know you're paying $2,300 in rent and that's a stretch, that means you don't want to pay a $2,300 mortgage. You want a lower mortgage. Maybe you want an $1,800 or $1,900 mortgage, which is still a nice house in a nice area in Memphis, I should say. Let me say that. So that is some way. Sometimes some people have champagne taste on a beer budget, and that deters them from taking advantage of what's right in front of them, because they feel like because they can't afford the if they can't get so they go to the lender and they get pre-qualified, and they can't, they're not in the price range they want, they tend to want to stay where they are. We made that mistake as well. So I can't talk about, I'm just talking from experience. But start where you are, and don't be afraid of that, because you only have to stay there for 4 or 5 years to go by like that. And before you know it, you'll be able to have the equity, take the equity out of that home, buy that big grandiose house that you want, because now you got the money for it to put a sizable down payment. And then you have another home that's generating income that can help you pay that mortgage. I'm going to drop it right there. I'm going to drop it right there. Harder. Make your money work for you, right? So lastly, are you truly ready to take on the responsibility? So when you first start, you have to be disciplined. Are you willing to make sacrifices? Are you willing to stop going to brunch with your friends for 3 months, or however long it take you to save up your money, right? Are you willing to sacrifice not buying shoes for a few months? Are you willing to don't buy clothes? Are you willing to stop a TV subscription? Or because if you look at those subscriptions, they'll add up. You'll be like, I didn't even realize I was paying that much. Are you willing? What sacrifices are you willing to make in order for you to obtain an asset that can pay you back dividends residually? So, what are the sacrifices that you will take that will make you a homeowner, that lets you get that investment property? All of those different things. So budgeting comes into key, and sacrifice comes in, but you only have to do it for a short amount of time until you get into the home. Like I said, you only need 3 months of your bank statements, 3 months of your credit card statements. As long as you can show that you're under 6 to 7% utilization in those 3 months. Right now, they might change the guidelines because they like to move the finish line. So if that can happen, go ahead and do it. So expenses before home ownership. You got to understand that there is expenses before home ownership. You have your earnest money. You have to pay earnest money deposit. That is what you give to whatever the seller or whatever you all agree with as far as holding that earnest money, which is like a deposit. Like when you put something on layaway, you put your home on layaway. That's the earnest deposit. That's the earnest. Am I telling my age because I'm talking about layaway? But whatever. Um, you basically, the earnest money puts the home on layaway, just to get you a sense of what that is. It's just held, and you'll be able to get that back at the end, at the closing table. So that is usually 1 to 3% of the sales price, right? So you have your earnest money deposit. You have to pay for your inspections. And inspections vary because it's based on the square footage, and if they have to hire extra people, get on top of roofs and things like that. So that's an associated cost. Another cost is, appraisals. Your bank is going to order appraisal, but you have to pay for it. So make sure that you have the money for that, and that should be a part of your savings. And then you have to pay for yes, asset inspections, appraisals. Oh, and you might have to pay for closing costs. You might have to pay for closing costs. You just never know. Because I wouldn't say you'll never know, but it depends on what program you're under. Because they have programs that will help you pay the closing costs, but you have to be at a certain income bracket, right? So just know your choices, know your worth, because home ownership is obtainable. You just have to be disciplined for a minute to get in there, but you need to be disciplined regardless of the fact. But discipline, once you get in there, do what you want to do, but still understand that you still gonna have to make some adjustments. So you have expenses after home ownership. So usually your homeowner's policy is in your escrow account of your mortgage, which is other expenses. They pay the taxes and the insurance out of that. But you also have a home warranty. That's two different things. A home warranty, protects the appliances and those different things. Home ownership it just protects the dwelling. That's all. They're not going to replace any type of valuable items or whatever. So understand that part. Um, and then once you get through that period, like I said, you might have some closing costs or whatever. You might not, depending on what your um, what you program you're in. And also uh, the last thing that is an added expense is moving. You had to pay to move from wherever you are. We pay movers from here on out. We don't move no more. We pay movers. We're not picking up boxes. And if I trusted them enough, I had them pack all of it and then haul it off, then set it up at the next spot. So, those are some of the things that you need to be mindful of when you're talking about buying a home. So, I am sleepy, but I got things to do. So, make sure that you tap in, follow me for more tips. I did put out a video today. Look at that video especially if you're interested in investing or if you need some guidance on that. I would love to coach you through it. I do credit repair, and I am a realtor here in Memphis. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I would love to help. I am a certified um, saving my bank. I am a certified commercial real estate agent, so I can do commercial as well. Like I said, I do credit repair, financial literacy, credit building. I can show you how to do that, and also do funding as well. So I do a lot of things, but I'm here to serve. I'm here to help the people, and that's what it's all about. I want to see us win. I want to see us get ahead. You need to have that generational asset. So I bid you adieu, and I'll see you back tomorrow for Wealth Wednesday. Everybody have a blessed night. Happy Valentine's Day, and enjoy the rest of your night. Love you. Love you.